most important factor has to be the ground. Other than national hunt racing, where jumping is obviously key, when looking for a winner, you look at horses who have speed or stamina, and going is therefore pretty vital in either format. In terms of speed, the quicker the ground the better, and when it's slower ground, staying power comes more into play. I think jockeys are hugely important. Obviously, what's key is how good the horse is, but having a top rider on board certainly makes it easier. Just in terms of everything like how well a horse settles, how well the horse's run is timed, how well a horse jumps. The jockey plays a pivotal role in all those things. And in the best races, tactics are obviously very important. So having a jockey with a top racing brain can make all the difference. Where's the best place to study the form? Well, it would have to be the Racing Post website. The database has got all you need, and when you're looking and examining a race, I think that's the place to go to. I tend to do my form reading the night before, and then in the morning I can examine the markets, and that's another very important thing to look out for: price. Certainly when it comes to a big race, a competitive handicap, the price tends to be the concluding factor for me in terms of what selections I make. The form book's still important, but I don't think you can beat watching horses run nowadays. It's so easy to see them run, all the videos you get, and I think just generally in terms of their temperament, in terms of what ground they like, their ability, turn of foot, how much they're likely to improve, all those things are important when watching a horse run. You can't beat it. The more experienced I get, the less I worry about pace angles. It's clearly important how fast they go in a race, but the problem is you don't know how fast they're going to go because the people who make those decisions are the jockeys, and how fast they're going to go, they tend not to make that decision until they get down to the start of a race. So for punters, I think it's complete guesswork. There's not too much worrying about it other than sprints, and it's not something I take too much notice of these days. My biggest weakness, I would think probably I'd have to say my betting plans. Certainly when it comes to the big festivals, I'm a bit too prudent in terms of how much I'd bet in a race. That means I tend to miss out really in terms of the doubles and the trebles and the forecasts, which obviously can make you a lot of money. I'm in no way saying don't bet sensibly, obviously do, but the real pros will tell you the more you bet, the more you win. Well, I'm not sure how much of a secret this is nowadays, but the first jockey I always look to in sprint races is Robert Winston. If you look at his stats, he rarely goes through a season without making a profit for punters over 5 furlongs. The trainers are ones I'd call the sprint kings, the likes of Dean Ivory, Charlie Hills. They use him regularly. He's got a very good record for David Barron. If we go back to last season, if you remember his ride on La Brisa Breeze at Ascot, that was fairly phenomenal. And I just think his timing's absolutely deadly, so he's always the first jockey I look to in the shorter trips. Best bet I've ever had, successful, I still think that would have to be backing Hardy Eustace at 66-1 anti-post for his first champion hurdle. 66-1, even anti-post, it was just ridiculous. He was a Neptune winner running in a substandard champion. Admittedly, at the time, he wasn't certain to run in the race, but even on the day, he went off at 33-1, and he won like a good thing, and I just wish I'd had more on.